Hello everyone and welcome to this short video on the common metric conversions. This is a TS or technical skills video. Alright, in the previous video I talked about how we can convert units on the metric chart for length, area and volume. And there are some changes that are so commonly done that it's good to have a feel for them so that you don't have to use the chart. The chart is normally used when you deal with uncommon units. Like if somebody tells me how many centimeters in a decameter, I may quickly use the chart to answer the question. But if someone says how many centimeters in a meter, I would say 100. I wouldn't even pause to think because I know 1 meter is 100 centimeters. It's important that for the most commonly used prefixes that you know the relationships so that you can work with your numbers with no hesitation. Very quickly you should be able to find the answer to problems where the conversion of unit happens with units that are commonly used. And amongst these, good news is there aren't that many of them. The first one is kilo and the unit. And of course, you should know that 1 kilo is 1,000 units. As an example of that, 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. And so if someone gives me a problem saying 1,227 meters to kilometers, I know so well that 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters that I would quickly put the decimal point between 1 and 2 and say it's 1.227 kilometers. That's division by 1,000. And if we want to convert 2.4 kilometers to meters, now we know that we have to have more of them. 2.4 will become much larger because we are going from a large unit to a small one. And because the relationship is 1,000, and if you know that it's 1,000 with no hesitation, then you would be able to tell very quickly that 2.4 kilometers becomes 2,400 meters. The second relationship that's important to know is between the centi and the unit. So everyone should know that, for example, 1 meter is 100 centimeters. So as an example, converting 154 centimeters to meters, that would give me 1.54. And again, I know that because I'm going to a larger unit, so the number becomes smaller. How much smaller? 100 times. In fact, I don't visualize the chart by saying in going from meter to centimeter, I have to go over 2 places. Or centimeter to meter, I have to go over 2 places. I know that it's 100, and therefore I move the decimal point very quickly back and forth to get the answer to the question. So 154 centimeters is 1.54 meters. If we want to convert 4.2 meters to centimeters, now the number will grow 100 times and we get 420 centimeters. The third relationship that's important to know is between milli and the unit. So everyone should know as an example that 1 meter is 1,000 millimeters. Let's say that we want to convert 29 millimeters to meters, and we know that the number part becomes smaller because meter is larger. In fact, 1,000 times smaller because I know that very well. And so decimal point has to move back and we get 0.029 meters. Going the other way, converting 0.18 meters to millimeters. Now the number part will grow because we are going to a smaller unit, 1,000 times, and so we get 180 millimeters. One more relationship that's important to know between milli and centi, and everyone should know that, for example, 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters. So going from, let's say, 73 millimeters to centimeters, decimal point we divide by 10 basically, and we get 7.3 centimeters. Going the other way, from centimeter to meter, the number will grow 10 times. We get 480 millimeters. Alright, apart from these 4 that are very good to know, that you must know actually, there are 2 other ones that are good to know. One is the relationship between deci and the unit. Now these are good to know because deci is not that commonly used, but it's common enough that it's sort of worth knowing it. And the relationship between these ones is such that 1 meter, as an example, is equal to 10 decimeters. So if we are going from 42 decimeters to meter, unit becomes larger, and we make the number part 10 times smaller. Going the other way, from 18 meters to decimeter, now we are going to a smaller unit, so the number part becomes larger. How many times? 10 times. That part you should know by heart. And it's also good to know the relationship between centi and deci. And again, 1 decimeter is equal to 10 centimeters. Going from decimeter to centimeter, going to a smaller unit, requires that the number will grow, in this case 10 times. And going the other way, from centimeter to decimeter, now we are going to a larger unit, so the number part will become smaller, 10 times. And here is the list of all the units that I recommend that you know. The top 4, they are really truly must-knows, and the bottom 2 are good to knows. And on that note, thank you again as always for watching, and I will see you in the next video.